What if force is not a mysterious push and pull, but the universe taking the easiest route in a medium you can actually picture? In the energy filament theory, space is an energy sea that can be tightened and textured, and a force is simply the tendency of structures to slide toward lower tension costs. The sea does not like to hold steep, expensive configurations for long, so the moment a gradient exists, left and right are no longer equivalent, and you read that asymmetry as acceleration. In this language, a field is just a sea condition map. Where the sea is tighter or looser is a tension field. How textured lines up is an electromagnetic field, and how local swirl patterns can lock is the background for near-field coupling. The field tells you the local rules, force is what matter does in response. That's why the for forces are not for invisible hands. They are one sea responding in different ways, at different scales, with different kinds of structures. Start with gravity. Particles are not points here, they are filament rings. To maintain a ring, the surrounding sea is pulled slightly tighter, and the stored cost of that tightening reads as mass. One ring makes a tiny slope. Many rings stacked together make a wide, deep valley in the tension landscape. That valley is what you call gravity on large scales. The slope is just a gradient in tightness. Tighter behaves like lower potential, and matter tends to slide downhill, the same way a ball rolls toward lower heights. From one particle to a star to a galaxy, the mechanism stays the same. Only the depth and range of the slope changes. Electromagnetism is also a slope, but the slope is written in texture rather than pure tightness. If a ring's tightness is uneven, it combs the sea into an inward pulling or outward pushing texture pattern. Two similar texture patterns jam and resist each other, so they separate. Opposite patterns align smoothly, so they attract. That is electric repulsion and attraction in a picture you can draw. When energy runs around a ring, it imprints a dynamic swirl orientation nearby, which gives magnetism an interface. The field lines you sketch in textbooks become a readable direction map of texture and rhythm, not extra ghost arrows you paste on top of reality. Radiation and propagation then become changes in that texture and rhythm handed through the sea, not a separate category of magic. Now move to the short-range forces, where the sea stops acting like a smooth slope and starts acting like a structural rulebook. Nuclear binding is near-field coupling. When two complex structures get close enough, their swirl pattern rhythms can be phase-locked, and the sea rewards that lock by making the combined pattern more stable. It does not reach out from far away and yank you. It grabs you only when you are close enough for timing to synchronize. That's why it is short range. Distance blurs the phase, the lock breaks. The strong interaction is more like a no open seams rule. If you try to rip a naked gap, the sea resists by breaking the tears into smaller pieces and re-stitching, refusing to leave a free, exposed defect. In this picture, what you call gluons are like stars carrying wave packets on a bridge, maintaining a stable connection so the structure closes back into a bounded state, instead of leaving a raw cut. The weak interaction is like a messy knot that is costly to maintain. The easiest path is to allow ray threading and ray attachment, so the structure can change identity. That shows up as decay and family reshuffling. If you listen carefully, you'll notice a pattern. Gravity and electromagnetism behave like slopes, long-range guidance by gradients. Strong and weak behave like structural maintenance rules. How the sea prevents certain defects and permits certain rewirings. And the near-field nuclear lock sits deeper than the usual labels, because its mechanism is the same kind of phase and pattern matching that also underlies how rings interact electromagnetically. In this picture, the world doesn't need for unrelated forces. It needs one medium with three basic response modes: tension slopes, texture slopes, and phase lock coupling, plus two rule-like behaviors for how unstable patterns get stitched or ray-threaded. Next episode we connect this unified map back to the sky. If forces are sea responses, what happens at the extremes, near black holes, near a real cosmic boundary, or inside a silent cavity, where the sea becomes too tight or too loose for the relay to behave normally? Tap follow, share it on New Physics, Clear Universe.